I'm gonna go, go, go. There's the stuff in the air. Burn to the sky, yeah. 200 degrees inside the coffee, Mr. Fahrenheit. I'm traveling at the speed of light. Wanna make a supersonic man out of you, yeah. Don't stop me now.
What do we have here? Wow. You smell like it's a queen. Let's check it out. Alright. So, the instrumental hits a queen. This is a new release of kind of something I need to check out. 20 tracks. In Rhapsody, Days of Our Lives, My Best Friend, We'll Rock You, Killer Queen. Well, it's worth a shot. In Rhapsody, Friends with Friends, Fall, These Are the Days of Our Lives. I'll turn off as well. Okay. What the fuck was that? She's a killer queen, compound agility, dynamite with a laser beam, guaranteed to blow your mind anytime. More about that later. First of all, let's go back to a few months ago where we did a couple of videos on Angry Penguin's becoming a very popular series at the moment, guys. As you may know, John Landay has released a new album called Heavy Metal Radio. It's done a fantastic version of a song called Killer Queen. And as you may have heard from the trailer, yeah, it was not the music you originally heard from this CD, which is this is just. Let's start with this thing. This Metal Hits a Queen came out in 2003 on Music Bank Limited, which is part of the Czech Republic. Okay. This is one of the most embarrassing CDs to ever get into the world of music. First of all, it isn't Queen involved in this at all. It's apparently one person who's playing all the instruments on this album. And I don't know who the artist is. I researched this over a couple of years ago. I bought this from a shop in Sunderland at Pound Stretchers, which is kind of the shop you really want to go and buy good music for. Now, the company Music Bank, who produces CD, do all these sort of like very cheapy sort of productions, and very cheaply done as well. Now, this was recorded in a guy's house, similar to this one, and it was all done on a keyboard, a MIDI keyboard, and was also done through a producer's studio. Now, in a lifetime, I have performed to people all over the world, and I have done so many things for people. I have performed, I have sang, I have produced my own albums, I've done so many good things in my old career. This was a mistake to buy. And this is just something that I have to say to Queen fans everywhere. This is a CD that is a definite 0. This is just shite. Where we got on the CD is interesting. We have got on this CD Bohemian Rhapsody, Days of Our Lives, You're My Best Friend, Too Much Love Will Kill You, It's a Hard Life, Crazy Little Thing Called Love, Killer Queen, Friends Be Friends, Kind of Magic, Who Wants to Live Forever. This goes on for quite a while. Innuendo, A Little Bite to Dust, I'm Going Slightly Mad, Save Me, I Want to Break Free, Under Pressure, Radio Gaga, We'll Rock You, Show Must Go On, and We Are the Champions. Now, the thing about this is there is some long songs on this, but they want you to really leave the room, and they also want to leave you in a stranded idea of you would just want to die from this. So this is a definite no-no at all. So the highlights on the CD, we'll get to that actually in a minute. But first of all, let's just do something first. Now, if you were a guy who was playing an instrument and playing something of a keyboard side of playing ability, would you do this?
We got this little toy keyboard today, and it's the most piece of shit keyboard I've ever played in my life, because it's so flawed. Look at this. Watch this LED display when you just play more than one note. Oh no, see, yeah, see, you can see it's clearly underpowered. Maybe crank the volume up. Every time you hit a fucking button, look, you get that annoying beep. I mean, what were they thinking? I mean, you're
annoy the shit out of the parents.
Yeah, really. And what's worse is there's not even a headphone jack on this. So most of the time, this is what they're going to hear from their kids. And then, and this.
Oh, this is crank it up and see what kind of music it is. Oh, it goes up to 16.
Every single button you hit.
Or would you do this?
Oh, hell no.
And that's not the only flaw here. Let's go to organ. Organ's number 3. Let's see here. Okay. Oh, apparently, I mean the cheap plastic casings. Yeah.
It sounds
and I think that speaker's not the best speaker.
Nope.
Yeah, apparently not.
Now that's kind of really all one thing, isn't it? But how would you feel if you had the temperature to listen to this in a car? How would you feel if you had done this?
Listen to this. Let's put on the vibrato. Man, that's got some distortion there. But listen to this.
Sounds like a damn telephone.
It starts having a seizure. Yeah, look, yeah.
No, we don't even have to press any other keys.
Well,
it hits both tones all in one.
Well, that key's useless.
Okay, so we've all understood that it can be annoying in a way. So, reference to playing drums and playing keyboard, guitar. No. So anyway, let's have a little look at this this monstrosity album of the instrumental hits of Queen. And we're going to start off with the guy. One person, by the way, one person. Studio, one person plays this. Plays the keyboards, plays guitar, plays a really good MIDI keyboard and a MIDI plugged into the computer, and uses some of the most awful techniques on this, indeed. So yeah. So anyway, let's start with Mr. Freddie Mercury's composition of Bohemian Rhapsody. Yeah, not the best of things on this piece of crap. The next one we've got is The Days of Our Lives. And from my point of view, I listened to this one and I realised that this was kind of... I was either feeling I was going away on a cruise ship, or I was feeling I was actually drifting away to the world of make-believe. So, have a listen to this. Yeah, makes my skin crawl. Next track we've got is You're My Best Friend. Now, you have to bear with me on this, that the guy decides to really sort of he's trying to play the notes. He's trying to play the notes. I mean, people can play notes. They can play notes till they can do it.
Okay, it's time to do this. Ooh. You hear that? It sounds a little different.
But in this case, this guy decided not to really do the song. He tried to do it, guys. And this is what it sounded like to me. This is getting worse, this CD. Next one we've got is Brian May.
I drift in a world of my own.
No, thank you. Brian May, and Too Much Stuff Will Kill You.
Oh, yes, I'm the great.
Oh, stop that! No, stop it, please, stop! Brian May, Too Much Love Will Kill You.
Have you seen the price?
Will you shut up? This version, he decided that it was going to be cross between good and evil. This decides to be really. I will have to say, from my point of view, that is shockingly awful. And if somebody wanted to sing over that, like this dude...
Have you seen the price?
Good. Next one we've got is It's a Hard Life, which, in my opinion, is a great song from... I actually think this is actually one of the best songs I've ever done. So what did the guy do on this? Well, he decided that it was going to be better if he took the song and he found the guitar was kind of being a little bit on his own terms. You see, this is why, guys, people produce CDs crap and shite. So what do we have next? We've got Crazy Little Thing Called Love. And I feel I ought to warn you that this is nothing like the original. This is nothing like Freddie. And how the hell the guy's playing the guitar on this bemuses me so much. But here is what he did. Now we're on to one of the biggest hits ever that Queen had, was Killer Queen. And for this demonstration, the guy decided that he would take things slowly and calmly. You couldn't dance to this, really. He would take it slowly, and he would decide to double track with a rock guitar. And as I understand, if Shoutman decides to come back and do his thing, yeah, that's enough. That would be turned into this piece of crap. So next we have is one of my favourite songs, which is Friends Will Be Friends. I have to say that that if you're in a cave, you will be hearing it like this in a cave. It is not the best one in the world, and the sound will be so crap. There's way too much reverb on this anyway, and the guitar sounds it's actually in the heavens for some reason. So here's that cut. I really want to seriously throw this in the bin. So next we have is, as I understand from here, a typo, kind of magic. A kind of magic, kind of magic. This sounds very karaoke, this one actually. Tries to imitate as a karaoke song. I performed this song.
One dream, one soul.
Right. So here is his interpretation of how he thinks Queen is good for him to perform, and how he would say kind of magic, but not a kind of magic. we've got one of the most mournful songs ever. Best song ever from Queen is obviously Go On Stiff Forever. But from my point of view, this guy decided that it was his time to really make me sad. And, you know, I heard this and I cringed through the whole lot. I cringed. I really said, turn it off. And I really didn't want to hear it ever again. But here's a sample of it anyway. I'm seriously thinking of now throwing this away. Now we come to the highlight of the CD, the longest track ever. And I really think this guy tried his best. Did he? Fuck. Innuendo is about 7 fucking minutes long. 7 fucking minutes long. Now, I think somebody was trying too hard and trying to be up there with the best guitarist in the world ever. Don't think so. And whether somebody really wanted to do this track or whether somebody was really taking the piss, you are awful. It's one of the worst covers and the worst guitars I've ever heard. When you get to the middle section, it's hilarious. And I mean it's hilarious. So here is that. Next track we're going to go into is... What? What are you doing here again? Anyway, another one bites the dust. Da 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 da. Yeah. The guy decided to get very creative on this one, and he wanted to really go to work on this one and make sure the guitar was so good and crunchy as well. And it kind of is. And I tell you what, for what it's worth, dance around if you want to dance around like this. Shite. Then we go on to somebody who's trying their hardest to do I'm Going Slightly Mad. You will feel mad if you hear this version. This is very, very bad. They're one of the most nicest ballads, Save Me. Which, in fact, this one is not bad. This is actually good. Guy tried. He wanted to put the orchestra on and everything else, but he's decided, no, scrap the orchestra. Let's just put my guitar on. Let's just put my guitar on, and let's just put my guitar on. So it's all guitar. Not a bad version of it though. Then we come to I Want to Break Free, which I really should say it's the funniest version I've ever heard. The guy tried to really tried. He tried to be funky and funny and. I think he was laughing on the session. You could tell his guitar was trying. He was trying to be the lead of the song and trying to be his Freddie of the world. Then we come to the next one, which is Under Pressure. Now, if I've heard Under Pressure bombarded to this day, and it has been bombarded to fuck. It has been. I've heard funny versions. I've heard duet versions. Never heard a version like this ever. Double guitar version of it. The middle section of it is. It's so funny that the guy can't even play it. He was trying to do the high notes and the low notes and double tracked it very well. And so he came up with something really genius. And I just laughed and laughed and laughed. And I just have to say... It's just so funny. It's so funny. The next one we have is we then go to We'll Rock You. Right, now listen, I have to warn you something. when you hear this, you may want to turn it off because it is boring. The guitar part is way out of sync. The drum part is awful. The claps are awful. This is shit! Then we go on to The Show Must Go On, and We Are the Champions is the last one on it. Now, unfortunately, due to the packaging that you've seen on the images, there is a resemblance of Freddie Mercury here. Now, that image, I can tell you, is taken off Gary Mullen and the Works. They were trying to replicate this image from his tour, and I think they did a rubbish job of it because it's so shit. The font is awful. In the sleeve is the worst, and the back sleeve is just the same as the shit sleeve anyway. When you get onto the disc though, the disc is interesting. This is, to me, shocking job ever in the world, and it's crap. So this originally came out in a pack set called Deus Metal Hits box set. This is actually volume 21. I don't have any more of these. This is actually the only one I bought. And I'm very glad that this thing is to be dead. Yeah. Anyway, join me next time on Angry Penguin when we will discover more things in the world of Queen, including highlights from how to smash your keyboard in many ways, how to get the worst albums in the world ever, how rock and roll disco never ever entered the charts, and how many other things in the world of Queen can do. I will leave you in this video with a sample of another track on that CD which you've heard, but something in the world of how I would describe it as being so powerful and absolutely entertaining to listen to. Enjoy.